Good morning. I just want to keep saying morning.
You're just going to say good morning even though it's noon?
Well, it's not noon for everybody.
Good afternoon, you guys, and happy Monday. What?
Never mind.
And happy Monday. We missed you over the weekend, but we hope that you had a beautiful weekend. And for all the mothers out there, if you're a mom, please drop it in the comments. We hope that you had a beautiful Mother's Day and that it was very well enjoyed.
And great job being an awesome mom.
Yeah. Also want to give a huge shout out to our team members, Stacy K and Crystal, for leading the ship while we were away at a workshop on Thursday and Friday. Great job, you guys. You're absolutely awesome, and it's greatly appreciated. But today, it is Monday, Mindset Monday. And by the way, we know that a bunch of you guys are doing the TKC for the very first time. And if you are joining us for your very first espresso episode, then please drop it in the comments and say first timer so that we can recognize you. We'd love to see you. But, in the spirit of the TKC, I think that most of you guys are doing the TKC. Today's day one. We want to shed some light with, ways to find success in the TKC.
In case you have no idea what TKC means, it's Transformation Kickstart Challenge, and it's our 14-day transformation challenge that we run. Today's episode is about success. Mm-hmm. What are the rules that you need to follow?
If you want to find success.
If you want to achieve success. If you want to... no matter what area of your life it is. You want to have better relationships. You want to have a better relationship with food. You want to have a career or something that's more fulfilling to you. You want to, be a more successful parent. If you want to be more successful in your weight loss journey, if you want to be more successful in your personal finances, these are the rules that you need to begin to apply. And if it's not all of them at one time, which we wouldn't expect that it would be because things come in steps, at least pick one of the things that we talk about today to say, I'm gonna do that thing, and I'm gonna do that thing all the way. Because one step is better. One step forward is better than stepping backwards by accident or by not stepping anywhere unintentionally.
I'm just vomiting into the piece of paper.
Look at our mamas. Brittany, Janice, Tracy.
Love it,
Teresa. Michaela, I think that's how you say your name. Welcome to all the first timers here who haven't seen the Espresso with Erin and Sarit episode.
That is awesome.
So excited to have you here. We got some people on their third round of the TKC. That's awesome.
Okay.
All right. Let's roll.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Rules of TKC success. And by the way, you may have heard us say this before, that how you do anything is how you do everything if you're a high performer. But how you treat one area of your life, if you're a high performer, is more likely how you treat another area of your life. And
this is just rules of success, period.
Yeah.
This is not,
yeah.
This is not TKC specific. This is Espresso with Erin and Sarit.
Yes. But please apply that for the TKC. Okay? And if you're a first timer, then welcome. You guys, rule number 1 is you got to show up. Because here's the thing. If you don't show up, then how are you going to expect anything to happen in your favor? I will share with you guys a quick story. So, whether you're new to this community or not, over the last couple of weeks, we've been like going back to back in workshops. And like if you've ever attended conferences that are like 2-3 days long, like imagine a month long, like back to back every single weekend. It's just like your brain is an absolute mush. And last week we had a workshop on both Thursday and Friday, and it's a long day. They say it's going to end up at 5 and it ends up at like 7 or 8. And like for us, like getting to sleep on time is a non-negotiable. Working out is a non-negotiable. But like we're only human. So on Friday morning I was so tired, and I'm also playing this rule where no longer do I stay in bed after my alarm. If you're new to this community, you may be learning about this, but I'm no longer the same person that I was 2 weeks ago. I used to be the kind of person when the alarm would go off, it would tell me to snuggle in bed with Boogie for another 15 or 20 minutes.
It's called selective hearing.
But I've made a commitment a couple of weeks ago, and that is no longer the case. But going into Friday of last week, man, I was beat. And we had to start our workout earlier so that we could, get to the place where the workshop was held early enough so we could grab a good seat. And also, we like to have our Starbucks. But anyways, that's not the point. The point was, I was in bed, and Erin was going from a laying down position to a sitting position, and I was like, man, I'm so fucking tired. And then I was like, I'm ready for this to be over. And then I was saying something of something that I want to happen, something positive. And she's like, well, if you want it to happen, the first thing that you got to do is you got to get out of bed. And I was like, whoa, truth. So then what did I do?
Got your ass out of bed?
I sprang my ass out of bed because I'm like, dude, whatever you want to happen in life, the first thing that you have to do is show up. Show up for your day. Get out of bed. That in and of itself is a success. So that's rule number 1. If you're doing the TKC challenge, dude, show up for it. Open your email, print out your resources, show up. Whatever happens during the day, leave it to the other rules, but just commit every day to showing up. What are you?
It was funny. It was funny.
In my head, I was like, whoa, she called me out. She called me out, and I needed it. So also, you guys, we share with you
love.
We share with you guys these stories because we're all human. We're all human, and it doesn't matter whether you've been on point for 6 months or 1 year or 6 years or maybe 6 hours. If you apply these foundational steps, you will be guaranteed success. Maybe you're a little bit ahead on the road. That's fine. It doesn't matter. But you still always have to get back to these foundational steps. So showing up is definitely number 1. Show up. The second one is you got to focus on your goals. And if you guys were on the TKC live coaching session for day 1, that's what day 1 is all about. It's about setting goals. How can you focus on your goals if you're not setting goals?
Yeah.
The reason why so many people, and please know that I completely understand that we've all had trauma and we all had shit in our life. Okay? It's a part of the human experience. But why is it that some people are able to get themselves out of it and some people just stay stuck in it? It's because in order for you to move on, you have to focus on your future, not be held in the past. You have to live in the magic instead of being stuck in the mechanics. And please know that I completely understand that we've all had trauma and we all had shit in our life. Okay? It's a part of the human experience. But why is it that some people, our able to get themselves out of it and some people just stay stuck in it? It's because in order for you to move on, you have to focus on your future, not be held in the past. You have to live in the magic instead of being stuck in the mechanics.
There's a book by Jim Collins.
Good to great?
That's called Great by Choice. Great by Choice. And it basically looks at if there were two people in an identical situation, same adversities, same hardships, same scenario, same time frame, same everything. And one of them finds success and the other doesn't. Why? Great by Choice by Jim Collins.
Yeah. So write your goals down and focus on your goals. Because here's one thing that's guaranteed. Shit's gonna go sideways. There's no doubt. What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna cry about it? You're gonna complain about it? Okay, cool. That's gonna waste your time. That's gonna waste your energy. Or you can just get back to your goals. This is where I'm going. Okay, move on. Just so you know, doing this is not easy. But greatness was not meant to be convenient anyways. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to share one more thing. Like, it sounds very elementary and simple, but maybe it's going to hit somebody that's like, oh yeah, well, I guess that makes a lot of sense. But if you get in your car and you have no idea where you're going, where do you even start? You can't even like open the maps on your phone to plug anything in because you have no idea where you're even going. It's different if you know where you're going, you've plugged it in, you've got the address, and you take a wrong turn. That shit happens all the time. What happens? Rerouting. You just have to learn how to reroute. But you can't even get started if you have no idea where you're going.
Yeah.
Goals and writing it down. Don't just put it in here. You're like, yeah, I know my goals. You don't. If they're written down, you might have a better chance. But most aren't even written down right. So SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and in a timely manner. There's a time frame. It's measurable. There's a time stamp on when am I going to get where. And then when you write it down, that is the best chance that you have to actually get started. Next.
Yeah. The next one is take care of you. And literally this is everything that we teach. You know, we teach everything that's involved with taking care of you because here's what we believe. We believe that you cannot excel at anything else in life if you don't know how to take care of you. And your body is nothing but a manifestation. So if your body looks like it's out of alignment, what is being overweight or being obese? It's a metabolic syndrome of your body being out of alignment. Why is your body out of alignment? Because you don't know how to take care of it. And, you know, when it comes to taking care of you, there is a lot that's involved. Everything that you consume, what you see, what you hear, what you put in your mouth, be it solid, liquid, what environment you're surrounded by, will determine what you consume. So you got to learn to take care of you so that so many of you guys, you know, when we have conversations with you, be it, you know, professional or personal, you're like, you know, I want to be the best mom ever, or I want to help people. Dude, gotta learn to help yourself before you help anybody else.
It's truth.
And that's what, you know, taking care of you is what it's all about. Feeding your body right. Making sure that you feed your body regardless of how many people need you throughout the day. Moving your body, because movement is food and food is medicine. Regardless of how much you've got going on in your life. Giving your body the rest that it needs so that it can be recharged for the next day. Putting enough fluids in your body so all of the processes can work properly. making sure that you're eating the right foods, making sure that you're consuming the right information. So many people are completely unaware of how much information they're consuming each and every day that either doesn't add any value to them or actually just brings them down. Exhibit A, the news.
Take care of your thoughts.
Your thoughts create your reality. They create your future. So taking care of you, I mean, that's what the TKC is all about. And that's what everything that we do in any of our programs is all about. Learning how to take care of you so that you can be the champion of your life.
I love this next one.
The next one is having a good attitude. Look, you guys, not every day is going to be perfect.
Rainbow Care Bears and sunshine.
But it's up to you to make every day the best that it can be, regardless of what you have going on. And you can only do that with a good attitude. Go ahead.
This is much easier said than done.
Yep.
This has been something, let me tell you, when I was a kid, we would play video games, my brothers and I. I have two brothers. One's older, one's younger. And those are all my siblings. We would play video games. We would play, the regular Nintendo, and you got blow in the game. You have your little routine that you do. You're like, now it's going to work. You click it in. Got it. Right? Okay, so we would play video games.
Those were so fun.
Then the Nintendo 360, what was it called?
Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64 came out. Oh my
with
god!
With only the joystick.
Only the rich kids had that one. I wanted to go play at their houses all the time. Anyways, we would play games, and I remember just like all of us, we would like throw controllers. We would yank them out of the machine. No wonder the games didn't work. We would like get mad and like slam it down. We would have like we grew up like doing that with one another, and we all fed off of it because energy is contagious. Attitudes are contagious. You guys ever notice, like, when you come in, whatever energy we have that we're putting into this video, to this episode, do you feel it? When we get like really passionate and spicy and fiery, you feel it. You're like, ooh. Or when we're like really mellow and like, listen, like we got you, like you feel it.
Or when we cry.
Or when we cry, or when we're laughing our asses off, like it all happens and you feel it. And you have to know, like, we're even at a distance. So when you're in the presence of other people, know that your attitude is contagious. Mm-hmm. And do you want the people that are around you feeling upset, feeling mad, feeling like, I think bad is the opposite of good. So just feeling bad. Like if you have a bad attitude, you're going to transfer that energy to other people. And we have way too much of that happening right now. If you're watching anything or listening to anything or hanging out with people who have bad attitudes or talking about a whole bunch of negative stuff, that I'm going to just make a recommendation that you consider, is this a good environment for me to be in? Are these people good people for me to be around? Is this news channel a good thing for me to be watching? Is this series of TV shows something that makes me feel positive and good? Or is it making me feel negative? Because all of that is going to be transferred to you. And so, the recommendation is to consider, like I'm not telling you how to live your life, but to consider, seeking out the people who are positive, seeking out the people who, you really know someone's character when they're put in a stressful situation, or when they've got anxiety, or when they've got pressure. You really get to know how much control somebody has over their state and whether they can get a positive attitude or not. This is something that I've been working on for the last, how many years? like I keep improving. I'm not perfect, but I'm very aware in the moments now when I want to have a negative attitude, and I have the ability to turn it around. Because I'm aware and I know it's not going to serve me. It's only going to make things worse. It's only going to make me feel more bad. So this one is huge for me and really hits home, because that's something that I grew up around, is a negative attitude and a hot temper, and I've had to really improve on that over the years.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add more to that, but you guys, I want to hear from you who are listening to this live, if you would consider yourself, naturally, like, we understand that if you've been watching this show, if you've been through our coaching programs, like, you've evolved a lot, but naturally, if you're hot tempered, because here's what I believe that most of us are hot tempered, and here's why. Because until you make the conscious decision to have a good attitude,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a bad attitude. So here's the thing,
and you don't even know you're doing it.
Right.
That's why it's dangerous.
And here is why, like, this show and this community that we're building is so, dear to us. Because I don't know if you guys are realizing this, and I want to get to the responses in just a second. But let's say if most of you guys would consider yourself naturally a hot-tempered person, and you're doing a way better job, then guess what that does to everybody else around you? You guys, like, this is like making a movement that just like creates a new wave that's transforming the world. And this is really like our mission, to transform the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, lifestyle, and financial habits that have transformed ours. And having a good attitude is key. And unless you make a conscious effort to have a good attitude, I guarantee you that you don't have a good attitude, because you become a byproduct of your environment, because energy is contagious, and most of the people around us have a negative attitude to begin with. So like, if you're like, I'm a naturally hot-tempered person until blah blah blah, then you are the beacon of your family, you're the beacon in your workplace, you're the beacon in your life. And through time and effort and persistence, like that energy will start transferring bit by bit by bit. And this is just so powerful. But okay, I want to hear some comments.
Yeah, and like, I used to have road rage too.
Yes, you did.
And I would always question, I always asked myself, like, when people just like, when somebody would, cut them off or whatever, and they just kept driving along as if nothing happened, I'd be like, how did you not see what just happened? Did you just see that bitch that just cut you off? Go get him. Go get him.
You guys,
hold on. But what I realized is that if you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, change your attitude. Yes. If you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, change your attitude. It wasn't about me. Somebody didn't cut me off because they wanted to piss me off. They've got their reason. Maybe the wife is pregnant. Dude's like, I gotta get to the hospital. You never know what somebody's going through. So now I just tell myself that every time. I'm like, I hope they make it. I hope you make it safely. And it's just completely different. Like, you have control of, I want you to have control of changing your mind. But first you have to become aware. There's so much negativity going on that it's so easy to get sucked into it. And people like to compare hardships. I had such a terrible day. This happened. Well, this happened to me. Like, we've all been a part of those, right? On both ends. You've been the person who said how much something sucked, and then somebody had to one-up you and say how, try being me. My husband is such a pain in the ass. Try taking mine for a week. It's like, why do we have to compare just change your attitude. Just change your attitude. Mm-hmm. But first you have to become aware of it.
Yeah. Jody, so much yes. Yes. Samantha Brill, absolutely. Melissa Shoemake, me.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Jennifer Anderson, oh yes, so bad. Jess O'Hara, yep. Jacqueline, welcome to the show. Laura Frey, with regards to all or nothing mindset, we talk about it a lot. But yeah, totally understand.
Go check out our YouTube channel, Erin and Sarit. There's so many episodes on there about all or nothing mindset stuff. So check those out.
Nina, naturally reactive. Jamie, on fire temper.
Kelsey, welcome.
Gina, for sure. Shauna, I'm good until I'm not. Leah, yes, working on it. Okay, I love it. You guys, and I see a couple more responses. Know that I see you. Tawny.
Dude, Amanda, Tiffany. I've almost broken some fingers punching walls and stuff too. Like I was like early 20s, mid 20s. It's not good. It was not good.
You guys, one of the reasons why Erin stopped her road rage is because when she will have her road rage, I would legit freak out for our lives. It was like a beast
I felt so
came
confident.
out.
I felt so confident though.
But you didn't see what. I mean, sure, but
I was like in control road raging.
But it was scary.
It doesn't matter. It's over.
Yeah. So anyways, just make a commitment to having a good attitude. And I will tell you this, like if something knocks you off or brings you down, just like take a second, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I going to do about it? Like, do I have any control over it? If so, change the situation. No. If not, change your attitude. That's it. Because otherwise what's going to happen, the longer it persists, is that the more it's going to rob you off of positive energy, and the more time it's going to rob you as well, which is the most precious resource, your time.
So we might have to do a part 2 of this, just because we're hitting some gold mines right now. I can see in the comments like, Courtney, naturally hot-tempered, but I've been working on it for almost a year. It's dramatically changed since I started coaching with you ladies. That makes me so grateful, really hits me here. Like, because I connect so well with this one rule of success. Have a good attitude. It's been something that's been the most difficult for me to work on, but has changed my life the most dramatically. Mm-hmm. Had a super shit morning, was about to throw it in for the day, and then I remembered I have goals.
Let's go.
Gina, you have goals, but also look, like, because one thing happened, look, here's what happens. When something happens and you have an inability to control your state, you keep getting more of what you're not wanting because you keep focusing on it. Here's what you do. Some shit happens, Gina, I don't know what it was, but I'm glad you came around and remembered you had goals. When something happens, you have 2 choices. I can get really angry and I can throw a fit and I can lay on the ground and kick my feet and arms and scream. But what I'm going to get is more misery. This is what I'm focused on. Or your second choice, easier said than done, I know, but become aware, you can practice it, is to think about the outcome that you want. Focus on the outcome that you want. Change your attitude. Take a deep breath. Get some oxygen flowing and realize it's probably not the end of the world, whatever just happened. And then focus on what it is that you want as an outcome. And keep your mind set on that. And ask yourself, am I going to get that outcome by having a sour attitude or by having a good attitude?
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Like the logic thought process. But when we're really emotional, there's emotion and logic. And as one goes up, the higher one goes, the lower the other one goes. It's true. You make decisions based only on emotion. Normally, they're not very good decisions. If it's all emotion, right? Punch a wall. Bow. Broke your hand. You made a decision emotionally. Logically, you could have told yourself, if I punch this wall as hard as I can, I'm probably going to break some fingers. I shouldn't punch the wall. So, by having a good attitude or striving for a good attitude, taking a deep breath can release some of that emotion down so some logic can step in and you can make better decisions.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that.
For one, you're right. I do believe we need to make it two parts, but there's one more element that I want to go through today. Sure. But just because there is so much that we're hitting on and we want to do it with quality, we'll do the second part that will actually fit in with the second week of the TKC perfectly. So the next part is, you guys, taking it one day at a time. The reason why so many people get stomped in any journey is because they think about the entire mountain, the entire climb. And I'm like, dude, just look at the next step. If you go into college thinking about, these are going to be all the things and all the books and all the courses that I will have to take over the next 4 years, you're going to be overwhelmed.
These are all the papers I'm going to have to write.
Yeah, you'll be overwhelmed just thinking about all the things that you'll have to do in one semester. But if you're like, these are the exercises and the classes that I have to attend today, you're like, okay, I'm a lot more likely to get with that. And sometimes that could be overwhelming too. But instead of thinking about the entire mountain that you have to climb, okay, let's say you want to drop 50 pounds. Focus on, what can I do today in order to get me closer to dropping 1 pound? The reason why a lot of people who have 50 pounds to lose or more never end up losing it is because...
Even less than that.
Instead of focusing on what they have to do today, unlike you guys are champions. If you started with us when you have or had 50 pounds, is, just focus on, what are my action steps for today? And don't add more action steps than necessary. Just do what you're supposed to do today. And then the next day, do what you're supposed to do. And when you don't feel like showing up, still do what you're supposed to do. The reason why most people, even though they're highly ambitious, highly productive, end up never achieving their goals is because they think about the entire mountain and they want to climb it in one day. I will tell you this.
It's a slippery slope.
Nobody climbed Mount Everest in a day. And yes, strive to be the champion of your life, but nothing great happens overnight. It's going to take time. But it's going to take a lot less time if every day when you wake up, you do your best every single day. You've got a choice to make. And sometimes when you take that step, have you guys ever walked on the street and the ground was uneven? It happened to me last week. I almost fell flat on my face. And then you do this weird trip and it feels like it's in slow-mo and you're like, yeah, and then you catch yourself. But we all have those days, right? Where you feel like you've been tripped. Maybe you had a hard conversation, or maybe one unexpected element came your way and you had to put out 5 extra fires. With every situation, do your best to extract the lessons. For example, when I tripped, my lesson was, maybe don't, when I take Boogie for a walk and I tripped over that floor, I was looking at my phone for a Voxer message from a client. Look forward. I was looking at my phone. I didn't see the ground. So that's the lesson. So then I put my phone in and I was like, all right, just be present for a moment. You got to do what you got to do, but extract the lesson with every single situation. Okay? Do you have anything to add to that?
I'm putting the rules in the chat. so you guys can write them down clearly.
All right, you guys. So that being said, if this is your very first time, welcome. We're truly honored and grateful to have you join this community. If this is your 10th or maybe 100th episode, welcome back. We're truly grateful to be your guide in this journey. It really means a lot. But the reason why we do this, you guys, is because it is our intention to add value to you, because that is what truly fulfills us. And we know that also if you're showing up better for yourself, you're showing up better for everybody else around you. So if you know that there is somebody in your life who needs to listen to today's message, just please share with them this episode.
You can share
whichever platform you're either listening through or watching on. Just share this episode, to help more people. So many of you guys say, I want to help more people. This, you're
Easy
one click away from helping, a person and adding value to their life. And also, we'd be extremely grateful if you would share this, because that way more people can actually hear and watch what we have to say. And we know that what we have to say matters because we are unapologetic about speaking the truth, especially in today's day and age. We live in a society that instills fear, but if you're getting to know us now, you will learn very quickly that we have absolutely no problem speaking about the truth, even if it's harsh. Because that's our duty and obligation, in order to help you guys pursue your best life.
Yep. We're on a mission to transform the lives of millions, which is happening. But without you guys, just takes us a hell of a lot longer.
Yeah.
So somebody somewhere that needs to hear what we talked about today, just share it. It's simple.
Yeah.
That's all we ask. And besides that, we hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. For those of you who are doing the TKC, see you in the page and see you tomorrow from this office so that the connection's better. But we love you guys so much. And
tomorrow is Q&A day, so just a reminder, we want to answer all of your questions in the announcements.
Stacy just dropped it, actually.
And Stacy just dropped it. Just whatever question you have, let us answer it. We will do this again live tomorrow at noon Eastern time.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's it.
You guys, we hope that you have a beautiful day. For those of you guys who are doing the TKC, happy day one. If you're on the fence, just do it. And happy day one.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Take care.